Watch. Pelosi goes berserk when cornered with questions from reporter about January 6th because she goes berserk because what other choice did she have? She got caught. We got her red-handed on video talking about how she turned down the police, the extra police and the National Guard and all of that. Nancy Pelosi, the one who turned them down, and they try to blame it on Trump. It has nothing to do with Trump. All to do with Nancy Pelosi. She wanted this to happen. So we're going to talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. There's a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account. So follow me there as well. All right, so let's get into this news. Now, this comes from Red State, and they report that it seems like former Speaker of the House, Representative Nancy Pelosi, is very sensitive when it comes to people questioning her about what happened at the U.S. Capitol on January 6, 2021. Pelosi proved that in spades when a reporter for Lindell TV, Allison Steinberg, asked her if she was concerned that the new January 6th committee would, quote, find her reliable for that day. Why did you refuse the National Guard on January 6th? Steinberg asked. That's when Pelosi went berserk. Because we know she turned down the National Guard. We've seen the footage from her own daughter was recording some of that stuff from that event. But let's play the clip here. You can hear it for yourself and hear what Nancy Pelosi has to say about it. Here we go.
Congresswoman Pelosi, are you at all concerned that the new January 6th committee will find you liable for that day? Are you at all concerned about the new January 6th committee finding you liable for that day? Why did you refuse the National Guard on January 6th?
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
The American people want to know. We still have questions. Thank you.
If you have to be held by two people like that, unless you're having like problems, like real problems with your legs and stuff like that, and not because you're old, just regular, if you have some normal problems with your legs, I get it. But why do two people have to hold you up like that to walk around? If you got problems like that, then you probably don't need to be in Congress, right? You probably don't need to be an official. But Pelosi snapped at Steinberg, stabbing her finger at her and ranting, "Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard." I mean, she told her, shut up. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as though you're a serious journalist? The reporter said the American people want to know. We still have questions. But Pelosi huffed off, leaning on a man's arm for assistance, not offering any further answer to the question. Looks like Pelosi isn't able to control her emotions anymore. That's because she needs to retire. Why is she still in government? I don't get it. Screaming at a reporter is not a good look, and it tends to make people ask what she's hiding. The reporter smiled at the end as she turned around, realizing she had something good. Lindell TV then posted a replay of Pelosi's comments on the matter on January 6th. Listen to this.
We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with? They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them. Just prepare for more.
Okay, so we got her right there in video saying she takes responsibility for it, but now she's not taking any responsibility for it. Oh my, this is horrible. This is horrible stuff here. Where were we? Here we go. The President Trump had inquired before January 6th and offered the National Guard, but the Capitol Police turned it down, as former Capitol Police Chief Stephen Sund has said, because they didn't have approval from the Sergeant at Arms because of quote unquote optics. The then House Sergeant at Arms, Paul Irvin, answered to Pelosi. Son said his request wasn't approved for more than an hour on January 6th as the action was happening at the Capitol. Son posted on X in response to Pelosi's freakout, laying out the timeline. He said, "Ma'am, let me help refresh your memory. It was your Sergeant at Arms who repeatedly denied my multiple requests for National Guard assistance before and on January 6th. Even on January 6th, your Sergeant at Arms denied my urgent requests for over 70 minutes while he was running it up the chain for your approval. The Pentagon offered National Guard assistance, but I had to decline because your SAA would not grant me the legal authority as required under federal law 2 USC 1970. There you have it. It was Pelosi. She never gave the final approval for National Guard. We even got her saying she take responsibility for it. But now in 2025, she's not taking responsibility for it. She said it's not her fault. Wow. As Steinberg noted, there's a new January 6th committee looking into things. Rep. Barry Loudermilk is heading it up. Perhaps that's why Pelosi is a bit nervous. But all they got to do is play the video. All they got to do is play the video, and they can and see her say it herself. So we'll see what this new January 6th committee is going to do about all of this. Hopefully, some people will be held accountable for it. And they need to stop blaming Trump for it, because Trump asked for the National Guard. Trump didn't want anything bad to happen that day. I mean, of course, because he knew that it would look bad on MAGA. It would look bad on his administration. He knew this. He told people to go leave peacefully. And the mainstream media is pretending like none of that actually happened. And the accountability people need to be held accountable, mainly Nancy Pelosi, for what happened. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.